LightSail 2, the crowd-funded spacecraft designed to be powered by the sun's photons, has officially set sail. The Planetary Society announced that LightSail 2 deployed its solar sail and is flying south of the continental United States. So far, everything seems to be working as intended. Scientists reported on Twitter that the solar sail was angled within 30 degrees of its expected orientation. That's a sign that it's properly tracking the sun. One slight hiccup, however, the spacecraft did not rise far above the horizon, which scientists theorize is due to the orientation during the pass and the presence of the sail. The 32 square meter sail is roughly the size of a boxing ring. After the sail deployed on July 23rd, telemetry indicated that the spacecraft's small motor was rotating correctly, extending four 4-meter booms from their central spine. The booms, made of cobalt alloy, are attached to 4 triangular sections that make up the sail itself. "We successfully set sail on beams of sunlight," said Bill Nye, CEO of the Planetary Society, in a statement. "Thanks to our team and our tens of thousands of supporters around the world, the dream started by the Planetary Society's founders more than 4 decades ago has taken flight." The images captured by LightSail's 2 wide-angled cameras gave scientists evidence that the sail had deployed correctly. Each 185-degree fisheye camera lens is wide enough to capture more than half of the sail. The Planetary Society released raw images captured by the spacecraft, which include jaw-dropping shots of the Earth and its own sail. More than a month ago, LightSail 2 first launched into space from the Kennedy Space Center while aboard a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. Unlike traditional spacecraft, which are powered by rocket engines, solar sails are propelled by photons from the sun. At present, the sun is giving the spacecraft a gentle push that is no heavier than the weight of a paperclip. Over time, however, this push will raise LightSail 2's orbit. The spacecraft will spend the next month raising its orbit in this fashion and is expected to re-enter the atmosphere in roughly a year. Nike has taken the wraps off a new running shoe technology that it's calling Joyride. The new type of cushioning uses an innovative approach that I swear I've seen before to protecting a runner's feet and legs, potentially delivering improved performance in terms of impact absorption while also offering efficient energy return, they say. That translates to fresher, faster legs on long-distance runs, which should help prevent injuries and speed recovery. But it didn't take long for the new product to catch the attention of environmentalists, who were quick to question Nike's use of microplastics when creating this new product. At the heart of Joyride is a newly designed midsole that has 4 distinct sections, or pods they're calling them. Those pods are each filled with thousands of tiny plastic beads that have been created specifically to absorb impact. The size of the pod and the number of the beads that are inside of it completely depends on its location. For instance, the heel has a larger pod filled with thousands of the tiny beads, while the forefoot has a smaller number as less cushioning is needed there. Nike says that Joyride will conform to the foot of the runner, giving a sense that the shoe was made specifically for their feet. That sounds pretty cool, actually. If the marketing materials are to be believed, the shoe will offer a very comfortable and supportive ride, giving runners a sensation that is almost like running on bubbles. The sport apparel and footwear manufacturer is so confident in the new technology that it will be rolling it out in new shoes over the next few weeks. The Nike Joyride Flyknit, which is a general-purpose shoe, went on sale to Nike members on July 25th and will see a global release on August 15th. The decision to use microplastics in the creation of the Joyride system has raised eyebrows, with some questioning what happens to the TPE beads when the shoe is no longer in use and starts to break down. It has become increasingly clear that those materials are finding their way not just into the ocean, but the air we breathe as well, creating a potential health hazard for millions of people. Considering that running shoes should be replaced every 300 to 500 miles, the potential for a lot of joyride shoes ending up in landfills is pretty high. Nike has indeed taken proactive steps to protect the environment, and the company is correct in reminding runners that they should be recycling their shoes anyway. The joyride doesn't change that, even if its tiny beads are an unusual choice as a new form of cushioning. I absolutely love medical technology. Check this out. Inspired by the super fast wound closing process in human embryos, a new jello-like wound dressing can contract in response to the skin's heat. That draws the edges of wounds together for quicker, safer healing. Now, so far, researchers have tested the material only on mice, but if the new bandage works as well in people, well, it could offer new treatment options for everything from minor wounds to chronic injuries. Traditional wound dressings like gauze and cloth bandages heal passively by keeping skin moist and holding any medicines close to the injury. However, the new bandage uses temperature-sensitive materials to draw together wounded tissues and silver nanoparticles that kill harmful microbes. This is more of an active healing, says Serena Blacklow, a bioengineer in medical school at the University of California, San Francisco, and one of the paper's co-first authors. In adult wounds, skin cells crawl across the injury slowly to cover the wounded area. But when an embryo is wounded in the lab, it heals quickly and efficiently as thin filaments of a protein called actin quickly draw the edges of the wound together like a purse string. With this in mind, Blacklow and her colleagues began with a gel-like substance from seaweed called alginate. To make it contract in response to heat, they mixed in a widely used temperature-sensitive polymer that shrinks at about 32 degrees Celsius. The shrinking action pulls together the skin beneath it, drawing in the edges of the wound. Once they had this temperature-responsive gel, the researchers needed to make sure it would stick to both healthy and wounded skin. They solved this problem by using another material from the ocean. It's a long, linear sugar molecule from the hard outer skeleton of shellfish. Thanks to these ingredients, the gel is more than 17 times as sticky as a Band-Aid, and it ensures that it does not peel away from the wounded area. To give the bandage antimicrobial properties, the researchers added silver nanoparticles. The particles stay in the gel while releasing a steady stream of silver ions, which are deadly to most infection-causing bacteria. Researchers are now interested in seeing the effects of this bandage on diabetic wounds, which heal differently from normal wounds. In diabetes, cell growth slows and blood flow to extremities is reduced. The bandage has a long way to go before it could hit the market, however. Researchers are now planning to test the technology on other animals before seeking approval from the Food and Drug Administration.